So in this session, we will see some of the common topics like using application composer for modifying service request pages in simplified UI. So for that, we need to create a sandbox and we need to activate application composer. And then if we go to service request, so this application should be under, it should be selected as CRM Cloud, and by default, it will be CRM Cloud only. So if you just search with SR keyword, you will get all the relevant objects for service request. So category, so it's a task. So we usually don't do any customizations on the category. And the next one, the key CRM service request is service request object. So that's the object that we will be using for anything modification, creating fields, etc. So here, so we have other two objects also like HR help desk and internal service requests. So both will be used for same functionality but for different use cases. Let's say if you have a service request that is related to internal HR related payroll or something, right? So then we will be using HR help desk request. This object is under HCM license, and internal service request is in the CRM license. So service request is will be used for external. I mean, so if we have any end customer requests, right? So in that case, we will be using service request object. So in summary, HR's help desk is a HCM license object which will be used for handling SRs related to internal employees, payroll issues, etc. Internal service request, if we don't have HCM license, but if we still want to use the service request for internal employees, then we will be using internal service request object. If service request object will be used by so this will be used for resolving SRs for external end customers. So so in our case CRM, so we will be focusing more on service request. Okay, so if you want to create any fields, so you can create a new, you can check the standard fields and create custom fields here. um, so next, for any server scripts, so we will need to write here validation rules, triggers, and then object functions. And then we have the child objects, milestone and messages, and these are related objects, contact and resource. So message is it's we have different types of messages, right? So uh, forward, internal note, then we have a response message, and then customer entry. So everything, so message is nothing but an email, right? So it can be either inbound email or outbound email. Uh, so all those conversation or message content will be stored for this particular SR in message object. So if you go to message object, you can see the standard fields like channel type, then message ID, okay, message content. So this is the description or message content, and then object ID. So for which object this message is tagged. Then we have these all the rich text, right? So these are all like uh, if we consider email as a one object, right? Sending an email. So what are all the fields that will be available in backend for email? So this similar fields will be available. Subject. If there is any template, so that template. Uh, then thread ID, visibility code, Okay, so in addition to this, we have also the uh, to address CCC, BCC. So there are some bunch of fields which are some are not available in Application Composer, but those will be still available in backend. Um, then milestone is basically if you want to calculate something on top of the milestone setup, so we can use milestone object as well. Service request contact is for adding related contacts. Service request reference. So this is for relationships. No, this is for adding the documents, etc. Then request, service request resource. This is a team member, service request team members. So if you want to customize any of the simplified UI pages, so we can go to pages and then uh, duplicate any layout, and then you can create your own custom layout, and then you can modify the content or the layout fields, etc. here. Once it is loaded, so we can edit this default custom layout, and then we can make the changes. Okay. So this is the list page. Okay. So when we go to the simplified UI landing page, so this layout will pop up. Then creation page and details section. So detail section, creation page is same. So if we go, we can open, and then we can add the fields that need that are that needs to be required or right while creation. So we can add all those fields. When it comes to detail page, we have one section called Spotlight region. So where we will be adding all the service request key fields that we will be regularly using to monitor service request, right? Let's say title, account, severity, status, and then milestone details. So these will be usually by default will be added. So if you want to customize, you can edit this and then add all these fields, whatever required. And then we have this profile summary, so where we can add all the information related to the key fields to edit, etc. So we can create tabs, we can enable, disable these these sections. So currently it is showing, right? It is showing. So if we click on hide, and then it will show as show. So show means it is already hidden, and we need to click on this to enable it. Okay, now all these three sections are will be available on UI. You can create a field group, mashup contents, etc. here, and then you can also modify the actions. Okay. So if you click here, you can see the buttons that needs to be added, or actions that you can see, right? There are some out of the box actions, like resolve, actions resolve, and then shortcuts, and then copy, right? Delete, and then uh, so forward, internal note. So these are all standard actions available. Okay, so we can create an action from here, actions and links, and then we can expose that action as a button or a link. Then inside this we have uh, uh, right panel. So this is used for for exposing the smart text, and then similar SRs and knowledge pan. So if we embed this right knowledge, so based on the selected category and some criteria, so the knowledge articles will be filtered and it will show the related knowledge articles here. And we have smart text. So if we go to um, similar SRs, so this also it's a like based on some criteria, so it will show the similar SRs. We have smart text. So this smart text is basically to manage smart text templates and then create manage, right? So instead of going to tools and smart text, so we can access directly from here. And we have some standard subtabs like messages, then interaction history, contacts, team, then activities, milestones, linked articles, etc., and change history. If you want to add any panels, so you can have you can add these. You can use these. You can add related object if you have already, child object, context link, and if there is any common components like notes, etc. If it is not exposed, we can use this. If these notes and change history is also already exposed, then common components will be disabled. You can add mashup content. You can add intelligent advisor interview panel also.
Sorry, question.
One. Okay, so same way we can use the layouts. We can duplicate and then we can create multiple layouts. We can add roles, advanced expressions, etc. So all these are applicable only for simplified UI. This will not apply for Redwood UI. So all these screens, whatever setups I currently we are seeing is applicable for simplified UI. Okay. Um, so then we have some pages related to HR help desk also. So so mostly service request object will be used. So there will be one type field which will differentiate the uh, service request type. So based on that, these layouts will apply. So and rest all is common. So if we can write Groovy scripts, etc., using server scripts here, and for anything, so we will use the same approach of uh, customizations. So the Groovy scripts, everything, syntaxes, everything is same as Sales Cloud. Uh, Only objects will be different here. So there is one more setup for Workspace to enable objects in Workspace. So we need to go to setup and maintenance and then configure adaptive search. So in that task, we need to enable the object. So this object, this setup will be used for workspace screens and also the Redwood screens. So this is the task, configure adaptive search. And here, if we go to setup, here we can see the objects under service. So we will need to enable the objects that we want on workspace. We will enable all the relevant standard objects for service and custom objects that are relevant to service. And then we will need to do a partial or full publish. Uh, then these objects will be enabled. So if you want to add some more fields, you can go to advanced and then enable the specific fields within that objects. Okay, so that's how you can enable the adaptive search for workspace in service. Once we enable the objects, so if we come to this workspace screen, so we can see the service request object, and this service request object, the same setup will be used for Redwood sales list page, and also uh, the simplified UI landing page can be used the same setup.